It was difficult to know what to expect here, not only because the trailer didn't really paint much of a clear picture in terms of what the plot was going to be like, which again, I don't mind. I hate it when the whole movie's laid out in the plot, which is often the case.
Yep.
But also because Paul Thomas Anderson doesn't really stick to a genre. There Will Be Blood is my favorite film of his.
Okay.
It is one of my favorite movies ever made. It is always in my top 5 and usually in my top 3. It is not for everybody. There is not a single line of dialogue in the opening 20 minutes of There Will Be Blood, but there's something about that movie that just it hits like a freight train for me. And I've probably watched it 15 times as a result. But his other really famous stuff goes back to like 1997's Boogie Nights, Magnolia from 99, Punch Drunk Love from 2002, then 2007, There Will Be Blood, 2012's The Master, which I have watched the first 45 minutes of several times and fallen asleep every single time. That doesn't mean it's not good. It's just some circumstantial evidence. Inherent Vice in 2014, Phantom Thread in 2017, which I did watch. But if you were going to try to convince a friend to watch Phantom Thread and you were a straight male nearing 40, you'd have a really hard time. It's about a dressmaker, but it's phenomenal. Again, that one reeled me in because I had already fallen completely in love with There Will Be Blood. So the PTA, Daniel Day-Lewis collab is not something I'm going to refuse. Then Licorice Pizza in 2021, which I don't think anybody saw, but some people enjoyed.
Yeah, good, if not interesting reviews.
And then 4 years later, here we are with One Battle After Another starring Leonardo DiCaprio.